Hello, my model building friends. It's Brian with BG Model Workshop, and a happy Friday to one and all. So here we have the updated shop card produced by Mr. Charlie Mack. Thank you very much, Charlie. I'm pretty sure you don't watch our channel, but I'm saying thank you anyway. Again, that is a beautiful truck. The inspirational spirit behind that is very much appreciated. So very cool. Thank you very much, Charlie, for the card. Now, the video itself is going to be a response to PapaDan's challenge about where we display our built models. So, here in the building room, we don't really have that much space to display built stuff because everything here is basically unbuilt. And if I lived someplace else in the country where it wasn't so bloody hot all the time, I would probably have a lot of this stuff boxed up and stored in the garage. But I'm finding inspiration by having this all here, and it's kind of fun because whenever somebody issues a group build challenge, I'm able to reference really quickly what I got and what I can enter. And speaking of group builds, I've got a couple sitting down here waiting to get started. Just got back into town, so I'm waiting to get my mojo back, and I've done a couple of small things, a couple of Bandai kits to get the juices flowing. And this is it's a warthog I've been working on for about 2 years, I think. But 1/72 can get so fiddly. Alright, so we're going to take a little tour of the house, so just hang on a second here, folks. So stop number 2 on our tour is the guest bedroom. And here in the guest bedroom, I have this Indiana Jones diorama I'd made about 12 years ago. And Indiana Jones is made out of a prone machine gunner, and his bullwhip is actually a piece of stretch sprue. And yeah, the truck isn't quite correct. The wrong color, wrong style, wrong manufacturer, since this is an Opel and they were using a Mercedes in the movie. But at the time, that's all I had in the stash, and I didn't have the internet resources that I have today. So perhaps in the future we'll update that. But for now, it's looking pretty cool. And I say this is a library because this is where we have all of our. We have lots of bookcases and such. And somebody here says that they have read all these books, but I'm not inclined to agree with her. So it's an ongoing debate. So hang on a second. We'll go out to the front room and dining room. Alrighty then. So up in the dining room area, I just have this little jewel case here with this one Woody wagon on display. This is the Revell 49 Mercury, and I really loved how this build turned out. And the surfboard and roof rack are scratch builds, so I've never done a roof rack before, and it turned out fairly well. I know what not to do now. But this is on display on a little sideboard that we have. And the sideboard is actually part of a set. And just stick with me here because the story is actually going someplace. So this table and chair set, and then the china hutch over there, and the little record cabinet over there, and then way up against the window there's a drop leaf rollaway table up there. Those are all part of the same furniture set that we got at a consignment store. And the deal was that if I agreed to getting this, I could display my stuff in the china cabinet. And the joke was on me because I had ended up selling my truck the weekend before. So it took me 5 trips on a little Subaru to get all of this furniture back here and put back together and stuff. But beautiful display case. My wife thinks it's really fun to have this kind of thing up in the front of the house. And if she's cool with it, I love it. So, win-win, right? And then over here on top of the little radio is our Henry J that we just finished a couple weeks ago. He's got his own private jewel case for right now. And then our big rig build is up here on the table. And this is the only place I can find in the house where I can safely display this. I'm a little worried about the UV that's going to be hitting that, so I do want to find another place for it in the house someplace. But for right now, that's where its home is, and I got my Corvairs on there, the one I did for my dad, and another one I did about 10 years ago when I lived in Oregon. So yeah, so there's that. And over here on this old bookcase here is an International Scout that I had built. And this one, I win awards everywhere I go with it. So I don't actually take it out much anymore because it's so delicate. Those giant wheels on there are very heavy, and the axle on it's broken once already. So he doesn't travel very much, so he just sits proudly up here. He's the old man of the group. This is a Franklin Mint car I gotten from my father for his birthday a couple decades ago, and it's mine now again. So it doesn't really count, but it's a beautiful showpiece. Okay, so hang on. We're going to go into the family. Okay, so the family room, where we do most of our TV watching and everything, and it's got some really nice, cool built-in cabinets here. Again, the house was built in 1970, so it's got a lot of I guess the best way to describe it is Brady Bunch styling. But we're figuring out how to decorate the house to suit its character. I built this kit specifically for my wife. This is a 62 Vet, and she actually came up with the color on this, the color idea on this herself. She even custom mixed the color. We're calling it Candy Strawberry, and it has a light pearlescent to it. And how she came up with that color, I can't tell you. I do not remember. I sprayed it. I sprayed the hell out of it, but I don't remember what the color combination was and what we used. But it came out beautiful. She was going to take that to work and put it on her desk, but she's got so much going on at work now that she's afraid of that getting pushed off and falling to the floor. And then here, it's a large acrylic case that I have, and I've had that for forever. And there's just no place to put this in the house because the house, again, was designed back in the day when everything had to have hallways. So there's no real place I can display this because it's a few inches thick, and I'm worried about it getting caught on somebody's shoulder or something like that walking down the hallway. And then hang on a second here. We'll go out to the garage. So here in the garage is another acrylic display case, and I got some of the older stuff out here. The Monkey Mobile is the newest build, and it's probably about 5 years old. So we're going to be hitting triple digits pretty soon. I'm worried about these guys being out here because they did fine during the winter. But now that we're coming up on summer, the heat will cause the vinyl tires to start eating into the acrylic, and decals peeling and all that other nastiness. So I'm a little anxious about finding some place to it doesn't have to display, but just store them in the house somewhere. So maybe just rotate them. But that's how we display stuff here at the house. Everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you again later. Bye.